All right, it's knife time. It's a lovely evening here at Junker Forge, the old homestead. And what we're going to be looking at tonight is the beautiful Humphrey Gunfighter Bowie. This knife changed the way I look at knives, like forever. And it's the simple fact that this was the knife that showed me that some knives are just art, and this is art. I've had it, probably over a year or so, and I've never carried it once. I just sit and look at it from time to time. I have knives that cost almost 10 times what this thing did. You can get these for, on average, $350 on up, $350 on up, American dollars. This is the gray storm maple with yellow liners. And I got this one because I'd been wanting one of these, oh man, since I first seen a dude post a picture of one way back, and it had like antique linen micarta scales, and I was like, ooh boy, that is a knife. And back when I first saw it, I was like, man, I'm gonna get that thing, I'm gonna carry it every day. That's gonna be my everyday carry. And then the better part of a decade goes by, and I finally saw that some were up for sale. I believe it was on some website, man. I ain't doing no commercial. And I swooped one up, and I got this thing. I took it out of its box, and I was like, holy cow. And like I said, man, I got knives that cost way more than this. And I would carry them in my pocket every day like it was nothing, not even think twice about it. Stab TVs with them, everything else. But I saw this thing and was like, man, that is art. And maybe it's my age or my maturity or whatever, but this really changed my perspective on the whole way I view and see knives overall. This was the one. And boy, it's just art. I can look at it. That's all I ever do. I just take it out and look at it. It has one of the most pointy points. I mean, did you hear that? Oof. Like, you could do your diabetes test with that every day. All you dessert warriors out there. You can be like, oh, what's my levels at? Boop. Yeah. Oh, better get another toe off. But yeah. So here we go. This thing's rad. I believe this is 5200 series steel. I'm not sure what all of them are made in. I don't really care. I just know that this is the knife that made me actually think, man, some knives are just for being pretty. And I'm sure Mr. Humphrey, I follow him on the internets and stuff, and he seems like an alright fella. And I'm sure he's like, nah, man, use that thing. Use it for what? It's so pretty. Like, man, I wouldn't want to use this for nothing and mess it up, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's me being pansy-ish about the thing. But I got other knives I can beat the hell out of. I got a BK9, you know what I mean? If I want to beat up a knife, I got all kinds. This thing, whew. This is like, you ever see that old movie with John Wayne, The Shootist? You know? This is a gunfighter, Bowie, right? There ain't no knives, I don't believe in that movie, but that old movie with John Wayne, I think it was his last movie ever made. It was called The Shootist. They filmed it in Carson City, Nevada. My family, we went out there and watched part of it being filmed. I remember that. when I was a wee lad. But boy, this is the type of knife that if you were gonna go out, you call up all your old fucking enemies and have them meet you at a saloon. Yeah, this is like something you'd want to have on you. You know what I mean? Ooh-wee. I mean, it'd take care of business for sure. It's a razor blade. Like, it's a razor blade. And any of you that have ever messed with any Mr. Lon Humphrey's knives, he makes some cool knives. I had the original fighter model, and I sold it years back. That was one of the knives I wish I would have hung on to. And if he ever makes, or I can ever track down the fighter model, the non-Tonto fighter model, he did this really, I think it was the Model 1 it was called. And boy, that thing felt so good in hand. I don't even know why I got rid of it, but I did. Just one of those knife world dealy bob trades. I'd scored it for a really good price off buddy off the Instagram, I believe, and I shared the love down the line. Somebody else was like, man, I really dig that knife. And I was like, well, there you go. But yeah, this is those original Humphrey knives, man, they were a lot different than this. They were more of a, I'd have to say more of a production, way more production style. Very uniform. They looked like something that could be issued, you know. This thing, I mean, this could be issued to like Wild Bill Hickok, Wyatt Earp, somebody like that. That's about the only issuance I would see of this. This is a real deal. Gorgeous knife. It's big. I don't even know how big. Probably over a foot. I don't care. This isn't a review. This is just me talking about knives I like. Feels good in the hand. It's got a good, you can grip out and have a good tremendous reach out there way far if you need be. You could choke up on it, do some tidier work if you needed to. You could certainly use this to poke a new hole in your moccasin. Goodness. That is the pointiest knife I own, I think, besides my Mixed Rider Customs XL. It has about the same point level as this. But this thing, like I said, man, you can check that fucking, yeah, you can check your diabetes with that one. Sharp enough you can get rid of some of them toes, you know. I don't know. But yeah, I gotta get these goats put up. This is just me rambling on. This is a great knife. If you want a piece of art to have, pull out, look at, carry it, hell, you know, do whatever the hell you want with it. It's yours. But Mr. Humphrey, Lon Humphrey, man, Gunfighter Bowie, he does good, beautiful work. He's active. He's always coming up with new and different and interesting and innovative stuff. And if you're into the custom knife world, this is I'd highly suggest a Lon Humphrey in your collection. If you're a knife collector and it's something that you like, if you like a good Bowie, it's kind of a different take on a Bowie. But tell you, that's a Gunfighter Bowie. And it's a hell of a knife. Yeah. Well, anyways, I gotta go stow away some critters. Y'all have a wonderful evening.